To all the people that wrote in the comments in the last video that good job, keep it up, this is the kind of content that YouTube doesn't deserve but needs. Thank you very much for saying that, but permission denied. Today, we're going to be reviewing fights on P&O cruise ships. Just like how probably 10% of the people on the Titanic were Irish, 10% of the people on cruise ships are prisoners. There has to be more fights than this. So that's the real disgrace that we're talking about today. That is as much of a tragedy as a million dead fish. The fact that there is not a million P&O cruise fights on YouTube. So to get enough content, we've had to broaden this out to all cruise ships, and to quote that farmer that was holding the 100-year-old Murray cod in the last video, makes me feel like crying that we had to do that. And to rate how good these fights are, we'll be using the standard cruise ship measurement system that has been handed down to us from the French, their metric system, so you could look this up, but this is how you do it. Out of 10 Bintang singlets, how good are the fights? Let's watch. Salento. I love how Salento is always recommended to me. It's scary how much YouTube knows me. We're 4 seconds in and I'm already thinking that this video is a massive mistake, because this is pretty much Australia's funniest home videos if you replace the word funniest with f***ed. Entertainment. The woman singing is still singing. What is this? That bar that Jabba the Hutt basically lives in? If she stops singing for even a second, does she get thrown into the Rancor cage? And they're singing Jason Derulo. This is art. This video has to be a joke, right? This can't be real. Why even have security guards on this P&O cruise? It looks like they're getting into the biff just as much. It is prison. It is a floating prison where prison guards are just as bad as the prisoners. They're laying in. Purely because she was singing Jason Derulo the entire time, we have to give it a perfect 10 out of 10 Bintang singlets. The only place you would ever see people continuing to sing while there is a massive brawl in front of them is either in Star Wars, a cruise ship, or Bali. Has to be a 10. Well, let's move on to the next. I think I'm starting to understand why there's so few. It is because the quality is shit. But nonetheless, as we will see later on in this, good enough for a current affair to make a quality 7 minutes out of, so why not us? What language are they speaking? It is a con thinking that the Irish know how to speak English. They don't. Listen to that. It's just... That's not a language. That is gibberish. The Irish speak gibberish fluently. I don't know if they're fighting or getting it on. This gets 0 Bintang singlets out of 10. And finally, now we're on to the good stuff with a current affair, getting to the real issues. Like we are. What has happened to Tracy Grimshaw? Does she have bones? She looks like she's all skin.
It's been a bad week for cruising, with violent brawls seeing passengers offloaded from 2 ships. In the latest, up to 30 people were caught up in a fight that left passengers and crew injured. We've been looking into how it happened.
We have to find out how much Tracy Grimshaw gets paid a year, because she says less words than what the guys on Cheese TV used to say to introduce these segments. I bet you she's on 1.2 million a year.
This wasn't in the brochure.
Fire every ABC comedian and replace it with this guy making calls. Why doesn't he have my job?
A huge passenger brawl outside the bar of the Carnival Legend.
See, look at that. The security guards are getting in on it. It seems kind of fun, though. And look, honestly, I think that those security guards, I know everyone's going to go, police brutality, but come on, if you're on a cruise ship and you're getting kicked, karma.
With ship's officers joining in.
I'm sorry, we're just gonna have to go over to this because the best journalist on earth, in my opinion, is John Pilger. And this guy has the exact same cadence and voice. I'm pretty sure in his spare time, John Pilger, the guy that went to Cambodia the year after Pol Pot was deposed, is now doing little side gigs for a current affair. Listen to John Pilger's voice.
It also named Utopia as the most disadvantaged place, the poorest place in Australia.
Now back to this guy, who in my books is even better than John Pilger because he's funny.
Now watch as those very same security officers spend as much time making sure no one is filming this bad publicity as they do trying to break up the fist fight.
John Pilger's doing a current affair! Confirmed!
The officer's boot goes in time and time again.
I have not seen such brutality personally since my groundbreaking documentary in Iraq in Abu Ghraib.
While other security staff attempt to censor the situation. But the iPhones are rolling.
I'm allowed to. I'll go. I'm legal. I'll come in.
That is a classic Bogan point. I think Bogans know more about the law than lawyers do. This guy going, you're going to film this, you're going to film this, and the Bogan going, I'm allowed to, it's my right to film.
Among those on the ground is a 17-year-old, while women scream in horror.
Jesus, he's 17. This is what nobody understands about Ray Hadley and Alan Jones. You gotta start listening to it because it is just 6 hours of a current affair first thing in the morning. So if you're a fan of listening to a current affair for a laugh, switch over from Triple J straight to Alan Jones. They are way funnier than their breakfast team. See, this is a hard one to rank because the fight is disturbing, but the commentary over it is world class. So now we're gonna have to get into the more specific criteria of ranking. 0 Oakley sunglasses for the fight, 10 Ray Martin hairstyles for the commentary, leaving us at a nice even 5 Bintang singlets out of 10.
I like how we pick up tape.
I like where this is going. 10 Bintang singlets already.
If you throw that chair, bro. Hey, bro, I swear to God, if you put the chair down, I'm sleep you will.
I remember having those conversations in kindergarten. I'll throw this sand in your face. Yeah, well, I'll throw it in your face, so draw.
I put the chair down, boy. I'm sleeping on my mama, boy. You better stop putting the phone in your mouth.
I wish I heard his call on his mama. It would have definitely qualified for one of those. And he's put it down in slow motion. This guy's a pro. He knows what he's doing. And here comes the punch. God, this is even slower than a Dragon Ball Z episode. Get to the action. Yeah, even in slow motion, that's not impressive. 2 Bintang singlets.
DJ motherfucking rail.
Mixtape rap. Is there funnier music? The answer is no.
But I ain't beat that case, bitch, I did the race. Beat it up,
You're going hard. Go, son. Yeah, get him. Oh, it's over already. It's just getting good. How could you stop a fight halfway through? I feel like one of those gladiator spectators in ancient Rome sitting there being like, no, don't let him live. It was a good fight. They both fought diligently, much like in ancient Rome where they would give both the gladiators their freedom for fighting so valiantly. I think they both deserve a free cocktail token, but unfortunately it was extremely short, so 4 Bintang singlets out of 10.
Oh, snap!
What a poetic moment of life. The girl going, oh, snap. And then the next thing you hear is a huge snap sound.
Oh! Hey! Is he knocked out? Is he knocked out?
That fat black chick has a really good question. Is he knocked out? Can't give any stars to that. That is negative Bintang singlets. To quote junkie reporters, not cool. And let's finish on that, which is just horrendous, much like making a video on laughing at bogans fighting each other. Having said that, I want you to imagine that you're a fat couple on a cruise ship at an all-you-can-eat buffet and devour that like button. Leave absolutely no crumbs for anyone else. It's all yours, baby. And make sure you subscribe for the most dichotic YouTube channel on earth, which is just a combination of talking about very serious issues that are affecting the future of this country and laughing at bogans.
Please share and comment below. Comment.